Welcome back. This is the first YouTube note session of 2015 here at KIP. So we're going to start. Just a quick reminder that if I ever write anything, Mr. White, that's your cue to also write. However, if I ever highlight something, you can underline it, but you don't necessarily need to write. That's more to just call your attention there. So I'm going to go ahead and erase these, and we'll go ahead and get started. While I'm doing that, please go ahead and write name and date. Today is the 7th, and we'll go ahead and get started. So today's objective. You'll notice I'm going to highlight. You don't have to do anything, just read along with me. Students will be able to differentiate between singular and plural pronouns by sorting 5 into groups and conjugating related verbs correctly. So a couple things I want us to write in here. Underneath singular, I want you to write the number 1, because singular means 1. Under plural, I want you to write +1. That means more than 1. The next thing I want you to do is circle conjugate. And what conjugate means, it just really means to make. So I'm going to write to make. And when you conjugate a verb, you make it into the proper form. So you have like past tense, future tense. You also have, based on who's doing the action, different forms. So an example of a verb that's conjugated incorrectly is yesterday I runs to the store. To conjugate it correctly, it would be yesterday I ran to the store. And on our exit ticket, we're going to be looking for a couple different things. I'm just going to show you a quick, perfect example. So the pronoun they, we're going to differentiate right now between singular and plural. Does they refer to one or more than one? It's more than one, so that would make it plural. And then I have the verb to laugh. They laugh. They laughs. It's going to be one of those two. And as I say it in my head, I think of the two options. They laugh or they laughs. And it sounds best to say they laugh, and that's correct. If it were singular, so for instance, he, and I'd like you to write this over here, you would write he laughs. Alright, we're moving along pretty quickly. Go ahead down here onto the vocab, singular. We know this means one. Plural, take a second to fill that out on your own. Hopefully you put more than one. And pronoun, this is the tricky one. So, word, I'm going to write a word that replaces a noun that replaces a noun. So we'll get to some examples of those later. Today our goal is really just to identify whether or not a given pronoun is singular or plural and how the verbs work along with it. We're going to do a little bit of singular plural practice right now. All right. So now we're going to go in and we're going to sort these different pronouns into these two categories. I'm going to do a couple for you, and then you can come back and double check your work in a second. So, it. If we think about it is going to refer to one, or is it going to refer to more than one? If I said look at it, that would mean I'm pointing to one thing, so that's going to be singular. I'm going to cross that one off. I, if I'm talking about I, Matt White, Mr. White, that would be singular again because I'm one person. And you is a tricky one. I'm going to put you in singular because I would say look at you. But if you want to get fun with it, you can put over here for plural, you all. Because you might say you all or y'all. You all should be focused right now. So go ahead and finish those on your own all the way through who. And yes, I recognize there are two who's. Don't worry about that right now. Just go ahead and complete those, hit pause, and we'll start playing. And we are back. Go ahead and check your answers against mine that are on the board. Couple that I want to highlight, and I will literally highlight them for you over here in yellow. We have everyone, everybody, something, all of us, all right? And so if we're looking at everyone and everybody, the reason I want to highlight these is because they sort of refer to more than one person, but they're actually used as a singular pronoun. So if you said everybody is paying attention, you'll notice that the verb I used there was is. You would also use is with something like she is paying attention. You would not say they is paying attention. You would say they are paying attention. So on these tricky ones, if you fill in everyone for another pronoun, you can see what kind of verb it uses and then try and figure out if it's singular or pronoun. For instance, all of us, you would not say all of us is paying attention. You would say all of us are paying attention. And are is used with something like they. So you would say they are paying attention. And so we know it's plural. Right now, I'd like you to take everybody and use it in a sentence down here. And then all of us and use it in a sentence down here. When you're done with that, you're going to use any of the singular pronouns you'd like and any of the plural pronouns you'd like to do that. So again, use everybody in this box. I'm going to put everybody. I'm just going to write it for you so you know. You don't need to write this, just a reminder for you. Everybody. And then all of us. And then any of your own here. A star means your choice, and a star means your choice. All right? Go ahead and do that, and we'll check back in about 1 minute when you're done. All right, I put up 2 examples for us. The second example will sort of be different for each person, but the first one, everybody is cool. You'll notice everybody can be used with is can be used with he, which is another singular pronoun. Over here we have all of us like candy. Like you would use with something that is plural. So they like, Roman and Kiani like candy. Whereas if it were just Kiani, you would say Kiani likes candy. It has that S, making it a plural conjugation. All right, next, and you're going to work on this independently. It says pronouns and verbs. Choose 8 of the pronouns from above. It really should say below. Excuse me. Or no, you're right. Choose 8 of the pronouns from above. So I'll scroll up. These are the pronouns you're choosing from. And write sentences using 8 of the verbs below. Here are your verbs. So for instance, one that I would do is I might choose he from above, and then I'm going to choose laugh. And I'll do the first one for you. So we have the idea, we have he to laugh, and I'm going to change that to he. And now I have an option. I can do laugh or laughs. And so let's say he laughed. I'm going to ask myself, does that make sense? No. So let's see, he laughs. That does make sense. And just to make it a little more fun, he laughs at Mr. White. Misspelling his name. His own name. Good. So we have he, pronoun singular here, and the verb laughs. Go ahead and do the next 7 on your own. And when you're done with that, you will follow the directions at the bottom of your sheet. You're going to go on to No Red Ink and complete pronoun practice 1.7. That's going to count as a classwork grade for the week, so make sure that you're giving it your best try and also completing it. If you have trouble signing in, before you ask for Mr. White's help, because he's at the front working with a group, try first make sure your username's right. So mine would be M White, my first initial, and then the year 2025. And then the passwords are different for different people. So some have red ink with no capital. Some have it with a capital, and some just have the number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If you still can't log on and Mr. White's super busy, Here are the sign-up codes, but use these as a last resort. And we will hopefully all get on to no red ink. Right? Continue working silently. Once you're done with no red ink, you'll come back to this worksheet and complete the exit ticket here, which will be left on the desk in the back before you leave. Thank you.